Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Hope everybody's well. Welcome to this week's episode of
Baz and Sunny Real Talk. What are you sounding it as well?
No, I'm just like doing you taking the piss out of you really. Yeah. Cool. Anyway, let's get straight into it. We've got loads on. We're absolutely swamped at the moment, but just wanted to get an episode out there to talk about something that's really kind of dear to our hearts and obviously what we've been experiencing really for the last 5 years, which is
being parents of Gills. So we know that a lot of people, from my personal page,
we get a lot of people message us in it as well.
Yeah, and I feel like because we are parents of purely Gills, we have 4 Gills, it's our duty to talk about how proud we are of having Gills and about the cultural association that we experience from having Gills. So I feel like today we wanted to do a little episode purely on that, because a lot of people reach out to us and just say the struggles and the comments that they faced from having Gills.
Let's briefly tell them. Obviously, I know a lot of our viewers probably maybe already seen our previous episodes or have not, or might be following your obviously Blessed with Girls page. But let's tell them briefly about why that was set up.
Blessed with Gills.
Yeah, Blessed with Girls.
Yeah, definitely. So basically, we've got only Gills, like I just said. So we have 4 Gills, all under the age. When I had them, I was pregnant for 3 years straight. So I had the eldest, who was 2. Then I had the second one, who was 10 months old. And then I had the twins after that, straight after, when Nami was 10 months old. So they'd just been born. So I had 4 Gills, all 2 and under. Obviously, that's a lot of children to have in one time, and also it's a lot of Gills to have in one time. And just generally, being from a Punjabi, South Asian background, there is a negative association with having Gills. I don't really... What is that association? We've tried to find out more into it, haven't we, to find out what it is.
Basically a load of bollocks.
It's absolute BS. It all kind of stems from that way back in the day, people used to associate, if you have a Gill in a family, that they see that Gill as a burden, because quite often the Gill wouldn't be educated. What would happen is they'd just have to bring this girl up to do the housework, do little bits around the house, and then when she was of age, and they'd have to marry her off, and then she'd go and do stuff for that another household. And when you do marry her off, you have to pay big dowries, you have to pay, weddings are expensive. So really that every time you had a girl, it was seen as just an expense on a family. Whereas if you had a son, it was seen as like, yay, winning the lottery, we've got someone who can help us around the house, and then when he'll get married, he'll bring someone else into the house, and he'll continue our family name, continue our family business, all that kind of stuff. So that mentality of way back in the day is still stuck in people's heads now, which now it could not be further from the truth, could it?
I think to a degree it couldn't be further from the truth, but you still see it as well every day.
What do you mean?
Still see, I know of people that are having the stresses of, they still feel like they're going to have a boy if they have.
I'm saying that situation.
The situation, yeah. The situation, yeah.
Girls you don't just have the girl just to go and get her married and pay a big dowry and all this stuff. Like a girl
definitely not. I mean, people adding value to your life. People doing 50-50 weddings, which I believe how it should be in the first 100%. Place. And yeah, things like that aren't happening anymore. But why haven't people's conceptions and views changed as much? I feel like they have.
Just because you've got it drilled, people have got it drilled in their head. So it's mainly the ladies. I've only ever heard it from ladies. So
that's the weirdest thing, you've heard from ladies.
It's weird because they've had it drilled in their head. So I don't hold any bad. I don't hold anything bad against these women that have made these comments to me, or against people that have said these comments. I just genuinely think that they're just conditioned to be like that and think like that. And sometimes people say things off the cuff without even thinking what they're saying. They just don't even realise. So what happened with me, I was having all these Gills. For me, it was particularly more stressful because not only have I got 4 Gills, but I'm also one of 4 Gills. So growing up, I'd always heard the whole Jal Goina, people saying that to my mum, which is basically don't worry about it, but in a kind of way that you should be having a boy, putting pressure on her to try for a boy, and your family's not complete, those kind of comments and that kind of pressure. So as soon as I found out that I was pregnant with the 2 Gills, the final Gills, the twins, I automatically felt that pressure, and I wasn't in a great place. Was I when I found out I was pregnant? I was 4 months into my pregnancy, 5 months. I still hadn't told anyone because I was absolutely massive, but I was coming to terms with it myself. Oh my God, not because I didn't want to have these Gills, or I didn't know how much fun they would bring to our life and how great it is having sisters, because I'm one of 4 Gills. I absolutely know how fun it is, that they're like my best friends basically. But because I knew of the comments that I would get from other people people. I already started hearing comments by the time I had the second girl from
people didn't know whether to congratulate you or to commiserate you.
Yeah, so from when we had the second girl, people started coming up to me saying, it'd be really nice if you gave your mum and dad a boy now, like as if it was my duty to give them a boy, like the pressure was on me, like I could just go to the shop and go and get one. So I automatically felt that pressure. So when I did find out I was pregnant with twin Gills, I didn't tell anyone for ages, and then when I did tell people, I said I was pregnant, but I had to tell them within the second it's twin Gills, because I knew they'd say, oh, I really hope it's a boy this time, and I just couldn't deal with that pressure. So I wasn't in a great place, and you were my absolute rock during that time. Without a doubt, Baz was absolutely fantastic. You were so supportive.
You know, obviously it's very conscious to me that, you know, here I am. Obviously, you know, we're obviously absorbing the news that we're having more girls, we've got all these external pressures, but Sonny's mental health, obviously, to me was a massive thing. It's very important that I was there to support my wife. You know, we're happy, we're very content, we're happy with our life. And I was like, at the end of the day, people making comments, it's not like they're coming and looking after our house, looking after what we're doing. We're the ones that are raising these women, these girls, and obviously who will be successful women in the future. And it's on us really. So other people's comments didn't fucking really matter.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's very important to me that Sunny's mental health was strong, and she was supported. And obviously, you know, whatever we put out there was what people's conceptions and stuff were changing.
Exactly,
as well.
and that's what we've noticed. So we feel like it's our duty to show how amazing it is being parents of Gills. You should be so proud. For me and for Baz as well, I know they are absolute badges of honour. We walk around with them so proud. I don't feel, not even one part of me feels that our life is incomplete. Not one part of me feels that we're longing for another child or for this boy to come and complete our family, because they are absolutely us. And anyone out there who is a parent, I know for a fact you would feel the same. However, we can't move away from the fact that within our Indian South Asian community,
it's not just within the South Asian community, there's a lot of communities that have this as well.
Do you think?
Yeah,
I feel like, especially
it's not like, no, I've heard it from, like, you know, I've heard it like in the Irish community, I've heard it like obviously within the African community, I've heard it within the black community, I've heard it within Chinese community. It's massive.
Oh, yeah, it's
they're only allowed to have one child in China. And some people, it's a boy, and then like they're getting rid of these girls and pretending by law that they've only really had the one. There's so much stuff that happens, and it's freaking mental.
It's crazy.
Because I don't understand, where do people think that children come from?
Exactly.
It's just stupid. Exactly. It's just absolutely crazy.
But the kind of comments that we're hearing, that I heard so often and so regularly, it was constantly like, child going out, oh, that's a shame. I was even hearing it from people like my age, like young women, and I was thinking, this is no good for anyone's mental health. So I know that there's women out there that have got 2 girls and they're scared, they really want a third child, but they're scared to go for that third just in case it's another girl, and they can't deal with the pressure from society.
You know, people that have had one boy, then they've had a girl, and they're still getting stick for having the girl.
Exactly. Like some of the messages I've had through my Blessed with Gills page. So the reason I made my Blessed with Gills Instagram, which is the first way that I ever got myself out on Instagram, and because of the girls, was literally I was getting comments left, right and centre. I could just sense the pity when I used to walk around with the girls. Obviously I had 4 girls under the age of 2. People used to say to me, oh, are they all girls? And I'd be like, yeah. Are they all yours? And it just used to be like, oh, shoulder rub. I was getting so many shoulder rubs. And also, this is not on. I don't want people to look at me and pity me. Like, they should not pity me. They shouldn't feel sorry for me, because I'm so proud. So the first thing I thought of is, I want to create an Instagram page, and I want people to know that I do feel blessed with these girls, hence why I've called it Blessed with Gills. Created the page, and the amount of women that reached out to me with all their different stories. Some people just had 1 girl and they had abuse. Other people had, by the time they got to their 3rd girl, their husband divorced them. I had all these mad stories that just blew me away, and I thought, you know what, it's my job to show how we should be absolutely proud of our girls, make them believe that they are the best things in the world, which they are, and really put these girls on a pedestal, which they absolutely should be. And that's what we do on a daily basis with our girls, don't we?
You know, I tell them, obviously, we're raising them to be powerful young women, and obviously, to become powerful, successful women in the future. And for us, it's very important that they don't ever feel this stigma or all these connotations and all this sort of stuff. It's just not on. It's just not something that we advocate. We're truly blessed to even be able to have children, healthy children that are out there. True. There's so many people that I know that are trying for children, and we're very fortunate that we've had healthy children. So there's some things in life that you can't control, and this is one of them.
And God in life, everyone needs to remember, in life God will only give you what you can handle, guys. Like, truly believe that. And once you've got what God has given,
that's so true, because there's so many people that I know that have that are pregnant or being pregnant, and I've been there praying that they're going to have a boy, or you know, because you could just tell that their household isn't ready for that.
In what sense?
Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's some people, like, obviously I'm not going to say names and stuff, but there's people that we've known in the past, like, where that, it would just make that, you know, it make their life easier if they have a boy, because their in-laws or their own parents are just not going to be supportive of the situation if they don't have a boy, especially if they've already had a couple of girls. And I'm there praying that I hope they have that, because some people just can't handle it, like what you're saying.
But even if you can't, even if there are situations where you do feel like the comments are getting too much for you, anything, try and remove yourself from those situations, because it's no good for your mental health. So people used to say to us quite often when we just had the girl, literally just had the girls, or it was during my pregnancy or whatever, it was like, oh man, how are you going to do this? You know, you've got 4 weddings to pay for now. I feel sorry for you now. It's a big burden on your head. You know,
I just shut them all down.
Saying all this stuff, and I like used to be like, oh my god, like this is too much. Like I've literally just had these children. You're already telling me how am I going to asking me how am I going to afford their weddings? How am I going to pay for it?
No, but the thing is,
you always used to say to
I used to shut them down. I used to tell them where to fucking go, basically. I was like, at the end of the day, if you're here talking about, oh, how are we going to do this, like you're funding the lifestyle, like you're doing something, and have a cause of concern. If you're not, then fuck off, because I'm not really interested in your comments, because it's us, it's our children. We'll happily marry them off. We'll happily do whatever we need to do. We'll look after our kids. And we don't need it. And I'll tell you one thing, what really changed people's view and perception is how we approach the situation.
100%.
When we turn around and show that we're proud, they're like, oh my god, this is crazy. They don't understand how to comprehend it. They don't understand how to swallow it. And that has changed people's mindset massively. There will be no one that can ever stand in front of me and say to me, oh yeah, you aren't proud to have girls, or you're not proud to do this. It would just never happen.
Yeah, they wouldn't say it like...
If you're in that situation and that's happening, it's about how do you approach it. You shut them down, or you remove yourself from the situation. And ideally, shut them down.
Just be mindful that a lot of the women that are saying it, they're just saying it from a place of like ignorance, really. They don't know that cultural conditioning. They don't really know what else to say other than "Jol going on." It's just what they say. It's just what people say. But there's such a level of awkwardness after we had the twins. Like, it was so awkward. People could see I was pregnant, but people didn't want to congratulate me because they knew it was Gills, and I think they thought they would offend me if they congratulated me. A lot of people didn't come to visit. It was quite like a very awkward time for us. But I used to say, no matter what people say, when we're at home and our doors are closed, it does not matter. People make their comments and they forget about their comments. They probably won't even remember that they said those comments to you, whereas for you it'll stick in your head. But try to think that they don't remember those comments, and you just try to make the most of your situation and what you've got, and that's what we've truly done.
100%. Embrace it, and as long as you believe in God and you believe in the journey and you believe in that He only gives you what you can handle, then you've got nothing to fear, you've got nothing to stress about.
I feel like it's our duty of this generation to change people's mindsets now. And I do feel like, honestly, we've had the girls for 5 years now. Obviously, the eldest is 5 and the youngest twins have just turned 3. And I have honestly seen a massive change. So the first 2 years, I'd say, I was constantly hearing negative comments about having girls. It was constant, almost on a regular basis. Every time we used to leave the house going, I used to come back with comments. Oh, poor husband, your poor husband, I bet he must be really upset, or I bet he's got himself a house somewhere else in the garden, or a little man pad, like, or just all these kind of stuff. Oh, your husband's outnumbered, like stuff that I just used to think. You could tell some people would say it in a banter way, but some people would just straight up like, oh, it's really sad for you and really sad for your parents, that kind of stuff. Some people have said stuff like, oh, when's the curse going to end, the Gill curse? Because not only have I, so my family's quite interesting, so not only am I one of 4 Gills, but my sisters, they've also only got Gills, so there's literally pure Gills in my house, and I feel, in our family, and I feel like we are truly blessed. I don't feel like it, I know it, like it's just amazing. The house is full of love, it's full of fun, banter, it's just fantastic, isn't it? However, I just feel frustrated that other people think that it isn't, and I think that they must think that we all...
One thing that I feel really kind of comfortable about is that, you know, the girls have got each other, and just watching them play and watching them grow up, I know they're always going to have best friends. It's really good like that. I know, you know, at the same time, I know from being a lad myself, is that guys kind of just go off and do their own thing. They do, and you know, it's just different, isn't it? And really watching them play and stuff.
For me, growing up with my sisters, I feel like I want that for my.
I think every sister needs a sister, where every lad just can kind of be chill with his friends.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like you need that sister, and I feel lucky. I feel so happy, and I sometimes look at them, I think you girls don't even know how lucky you are. So if you guys have got girls out there, be loud, be proud, remember they're your badges of honour, like literally shout and proud, and be those proud girl mums, because I never ever want my girls to hear those words, "Jol going out." I never want anyone to say it to them. I don't want anyone to come around them and pity me around them. That would just be my worst nightmare. So for you, Baz, as a guy, did you ever feel any pressure to have a boy? Like, did you feel that external pressure from people, or is it just something that women feel?
No, 100%
I
you
felt
feel
that.
it as well. Like, obviously, because people say the same comments to you that they're saying to me. Like, oh, yeah, wouldn't you want a lad, you want this? And yeah, in an ideal world, you do have kind of visions or scenarios in your head that, yeah, you know, we always wanted...
One of each.
You know, one of each, two of each, whatever. Like, we always wanted a boy and 2 girls. But Maraj, God bless us with 4 girls. Do you know, it's like, it is what it is.
Yeah, I said I wanted a girl, 2 girls and a boy. That's something like, you know, when you're just painting your family of like when you're younger and you're not because, oh yeah, I need that boy because I've got my family being complete. Why not? Like, we're not gonna like. It's
when you're younger, you're just like, yeah, this is what I've kind of envisioned in my life, but these are the cards that we've been dealt, and we embrace them and we're happy. Do you know what I mean? So like, it's just not even really a topic that's kind of up for discussion, really. It is what it is. We're super happy, we're super proud, and it's about...
When people made those comments to you, did you ever feel upset by it ever? Like, did you ever...
I didn't allow people to take them much further than, like, as soon as the words even started coming out of their mouth, I'd already shut it down.
Yeah.
I think that was it for me. Like, I was like, just either do that or get out of my way.
Whereas for a woman, I feel like you take things a lot more personally. You stress a lot more. You stress a lot more about what people are going to say about you. What are they saying?
I'm quite a strong person like that anyway. I don't really care what people think. I don't really care about people's opinions and stuff like that. Things like that don't really get on top of me. And that's why it's really important for me to just stand next to Sonny, that if anyone even thought about saying something, they would just shut down straight away.
Yeah.
And it's worked. People's perceptions have changed. You've had people messaging now saying that they want more girls rather than having boys.
I love that.
And they're praying for a girl for their sister, for their current daughter.
They can see the bond,
and they can see the bond. And you know what? I just pray that everybody out there that's having children or who have already got children are happy, healthy, and you know, just full of life and love and joy. Really.
Absolutely
That's
agree.
it.
So I feel that's all we have to say on the matter. It is very, very big in South Asian community to talk about girls and being proud. Like, there's lots of organisations out there about being proud of having girls, and we're an absolute. We are so proud. So yeah, we just want people to know.
Definitely
don't
super
listen
proud.
to the stereotypes. Don't be bogged down by people, and just be proud.
And that's it. And be happy, man, and be fortunate. You know, obviously be grateful. That's grateful. Sorry, that's the word. Yeah.
Definitely.
You know, be grateful. You know, the gratitude is one of the best things in life. Just be happy that you've got, you know, what you've got.
100%.
And there's a reason why God's given that to you. Don't ever look on the other side and think, oh, the grass is green or it's better over there or stuff like that. It never is. So yeah, man. Just that's it. Enjoy life.
Cool.
I think that's pretty much the last part of this episode. If anyone's got any questions, drop us in the DMs or the comment section below, and let us know what more content you want from us lot. And you know, as always, just like, share, subscribe, all that kind of stuff.
Definitely.
And we hope you guys are enjoying this. Please let us know.
Thank you, guys.
All right, guys. Take care. Bye. Take care.